Hello, my friend. I'm glad you've come back. Before we begin, let's pause together. Just one breath. Inhale slowly through your nose. Feel the air rise into your chest, steady and cool. Then exhale through your mouth, soft and long, like a quiet wave retreating from shore. Good. Now let's step gently into today's question. Why do we fear stillness, even when it's the only place we can truly rest? The question may sound simple, but it carries a deep contradiction. We long for peace, yet when it appears, we grow restless. We speak of wanting calm, but when the noise fades, we often reach for something. A phone, a thought, a plan, anything to fill the hush. It's almost as if stillness exposes something we've spent years trying not to face. We fill our lives with motion, schedules, lists, conversations, scrolling, planning. Movement gives us proof that we exist, that we matter, but Stillness removes the mirrors. It asks nothing of us, and in that emptiness, the truth starts to echo. And truth, even gentle truth, can be unsettling. Stillness isn't just the absence of movement, it's the presence of awareness. And awareness sees what's there. The cracks, the noise beneath the noise, the quiet ache that motion helps us forget. I once heard someone say that silence and stillness are the most honest teachers. They never lecture, never chase, never decorate their lessons. They just sit and wait for you to listen. But listening is hard when the heart is full of unfinished stories. We fear stillness because it holds a mirror up to the parts of us we've avoided. The guilt we rationalized, the longing we buried, the tiredness we never allowed to surface. In stillness, there's nowhere to hide from ourselves. And yet, it's the only place where healing can begin. Think about water. When it's agitated, you can't see the bottom. Everything blurs, ripples, distorts. But when it's still, completely still, it becomes clear again. Stillness doesn't erase the depth, it just reveals it. That's what happens inside us too. When we stop running from thought to thought, task to task, our inner waters begin to settle, and in that settling, we start to see what we've carried beneath the surface all along. The feelings that never found words, the dreams we quietly postponed, the fatigue that's been disguised as ambition. This is why rest often feels uncomfortable before it feels good. We don't just rest our bodies, we release our defenses, and that release can feel like falling. But if you stay, if you breathe through the unease instead of escaping it, something shifts. The noise inside starts to separate from who you are. The thoughts lose their authority, and you begin to feel a kind of peace that isn't fragile. Stillness doesn't demand that you stop living. It invites you to live differently, to move without rushing, to work without panic, to love without control, to exist without proving. Yet we fear it, because stillness doesn't give us the comfort of distraction. It doesn't reward us with productivity or recognition. It only offers us ourselves, raw, unmeasured, unedited. That's both terrifying and freeing. I remember a time when I couldn't sit still for more than a few minutes. The silence felt like a void, as if I might dissolve if I didn't keep my mind occupied. But slowly, as I started allowing space, small pauses during the day, moments of doing nothing, I realized something surprising. The stillness wasn't empty at all. It was alive. It was full of breath, heartbeat, birds outside the window, the low hum of existence itself. The fear I'd felt wasn't of stillness, it was of presence. When we truly rest, we stop performing, even for ourselves. We stop chasing meaning long enough to feel it. We realize that the world doesn't fall apart when we pause. It simply keeps breathing with us. There's a strange courage in being still. It's the courage of not needing to fix everything immediately, of trusting that clarity will come without force, of understanding that life continues to unfold, even in moments of quiet. We live in a world that worships movement. Keep going, it says. Don't stop. Hustle. Become. But stillness says, you already are. And that's why we resist it, because it dissolves the illusion of control. When we stop moving, we realize how little we can actually command, and how much we've confused effort with worth. Stillness whispers a softer truth. You don't have to earn your right to exist. In stillness, we meet what's real, the fatigue, the longing, the love that's been waiting to be felt. It's not always peaceful at first. Sometimes it's chaotic, like a crowded room finally quieting down. But give it time, and you'll notice how the silence begins to hold you rather than haunt you. It's in stillness that we remember simple things, how sunlight feels on skin, how air tastes after rain, how breath moves through the body. These are the small forgotten doors to peace. And yet, most of us stand outside those doors, busying ourselves with keys that don't fit. Maybe that's what this question is really asking. Not why we fear stillness, but what we think we'll lose if we allow it. Will the world forget us if we rest? Will our value fade if we stop striving? Or is it simply that in stillness we're asked to trust life instead of managing it? It takes humility to be still, to say, I don't have all the answers, and that's all right. It's in that humility that rest becomes more than recovery. It becomes renewal. You start to see how much of your exhaustion isn't from what you do, but from how tightly you hold yourself while doing it. Stillness loosens that grip. When the body finds stillness, the mind follows. When the mind finds stillness, the heart finally speaks. And when the heart speaks, life feels less like something to master and more like something to listen to. It's not about emptying your thoughts. It's about letting them drift through without becoming each one. The storm doesn't stop because you demand silence. It quiets because you stop standing in the center, trying to hold the rain. So maybe the next time stillness finds you, that quiet moment before sleep, or the pause in conversation, or the soft morning before the day begins, try not to reach for distraction. Just breathe. Notice what rises, what fades, what stays. Because somewhere beyond fear and restlessness, stillness is waiting, not as a void, but as home. It's the place where your spirit exhales, the place where you remember that being alive was never about constant movement. It was about presence, and presence, no matter how still, is the most powerful motion of all. Thank you for being here, for giving yourself this moment to reflect. Stay gentle, stay curious, and stay kind. And if this question spoke to you, continue your journey with us on Yarven's Questions. More stories, more reflections, and more quiet truths are waiting for you. Take care, my friend. Until next time.